Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm so excited for today's guest. She's a singer, she's a model, she's an artist, she's a dancer. She does so many things. The list goes on. She's a true inspiration for many young artists all around the world. I'm so excited to welcome Miss Yasmina Alidodova.
Mahreen, that was an amazing introduction.
Aw.
Stop. That was so sweet. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
And
so
before
much.
we get into everything, when did this start? Weren't you like United Nations government girl talking and now it's podcast? I'm so proud of you, but that's insane. Like, it's crazy. How did this start?
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means like so much. And like honestly, life just takes you in so many different places you don't even imagine. Like I never thought I'd be starting anything remotely close to this. I was very comfortable with public speaking. That's why I was able to do like MUN and like the UN conference and these things. But speaking in front of a camera was something that took me a long time to get comfortable in. My two sisters, they're so much into TikTok and cameras and all of that, but I really wasn't. And then I think gradually I realized I love having conversations. So why not like let that fear aside and try out something new? So eventually it just led to this.
No, that's amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
I love public speaking. It's something I've wanted to host for a really long time. Like it's
Oh.
something I really do love to do.
Really?
Besides singing,
I didn't know
acting,
that.
and
You
modeling.
you love everything.
I
like
love everything.
you're so
I do
good at
everything.
everything.
Yeah, thank you so much. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's great seeing you do this.
Honestly, that means so much. And I can say the same thing about you. You do literally everything. When I was trying to come up with your bio, it's like the list never ends, you know?
Stop. Thank you so
You're
much.
so good at like all the different things. And the thing is that you do all these things, but you're also really good at each of those things.
Thank
so
you.
that's insane. Very talented.
Yeah, I get it a lot. They're like, okay, you do this and then you do that and you're good at it, but what else do you not do? I'm like, yeah,
You're
but
like, whatever I
everything.
do, I'm good.
Whatever I do, I'm good. No, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So it's very easy to like introduce oneself through their titles and through the professions.
Indeed.
So I wanted to ask you to introduce yourself, but without the titles, without the careers, even though that's such an amazing thing that you've accomplished. But how would you introduce yourself, Yasmina?
You know what? On social media, I am known as, oh, she's a singer, she's an actress, she's a dancer, she's a model, she's multi-talented, she does this, she goes here, she goes there. But I would identify myself as a little girl who has been through so much and who wants to work hard, has her lazy moments, has her times where she just wants to go chill and hang out. But there's always a part of me that a lot of people don't know where I do struggle a lot. I go through really bad phases, but I'm a girl who is so grateful for everything in life. I have so much in life. It's crazy to even explain. Um, I'm a very loving girl. Like, I love everyone, truly, like from the bottom of my heart. Whenever I see someone, I always see them for the type of heart they have. They have kind hearts. They have kind souls. They're really hardworking. They're successful. They're intelligent. Like, those stuff really connect with me.
Wow.
And I love that.
Yeah.
And I would say the same thing to myself. Like, that's the type of person I am,
Yeah.
And, I love to do many things. I think it's not only like career-wise. I love dolphins. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in love with dolphins.
Dolphins?
Yeah.
Like I never.
Like no one would ever know that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? People
like-
would be like, oh, she's a singer, she's this. But no, I love dolphins. I
like
love
what do you love? about them?
everything. My dream is to like swim under the ocean with dolphins.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And being a mermaid. Actually, a lot of my friends know this. Like, I have dreamt of being a mermaid.
Mermaid?
Literally,
Oh.
this is so embarrassing. I used to like swim and act like I was a mermaid. and
That's
I
so
pretended
cute.
that I was in a movie.
Oh.
It was so bad.
Oh. Well, I
But
wish you
you
get
know-
into like a mermaid movie or something, so you
Yeah.
can fulfill that dream.
Little
somehow.
Mermaid. Have you watched it?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't watched it yet though.
Oh my God, you have to watch it.
Yeah.
I love it so much. I'm gonna be in the next Little Mermaid movie. Yes, I'm gonna be in the next Little Mermaid movie.
You go, girl.
But yeah, I don't. Sometimes on social media they see you as this, but they never see what's
What's
outside.
inside?
Outside.
Outside.
Yeah.
Well, so what do you mean by outside? Because
But outside, I mean like they never, like I put everything on social media only what people want to see,
yeah, but
They
not
don't-
actually what's happening.
but not what's actually happening in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like that's with everyone
Yeah.
as well.
for sure.
But everyone thinks that you're like that little happy girl achieving everything. You have everything. You got everything. But
But
there's
it's not
always
like-
struggles. There's
Yeah.
always failing. There's always going through the worst phase to
Yeah.
get to that point. You know
For
what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah, that's quite beautiful. As such a young person, you've been able to like adapt through those challenges and those failures and learn to be grateful. Like that's not an easy skill to develop.
100%. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for the struggles. Because if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't experience what true life is. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
For sure.
So 100%.
Do you want to talk about some of those struggles that you faced that kind of contributed to you developing this skill of being resilient towards them?
You know, I'm not gonna get too deep into it. It's very not nice, very depressing.
Whatever
but
you are comfortable with sharing.
yeah. See, I got bullied when I was younger for my weight. Everyone knows this actually. I feel like a lot of people on social media knows this. I used to be a very chubby kid, and I got bullied a lot in school for it, and on social media. And I used to have a private account on Instagram where I used to have like all my close friends, and I still got bullied through my private account.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I stopped eating, which was really bad for me. And it was to the point where I like starved myself. So I started having an eating disorder, which was like really bad. And through that phase, anxiety developed, depression developed, and all this like negative energy like that was in the world like just
Came
covered over
onto
me.
you.
Yeah. And you know, it was really bad because I didn't tell like anyone. I didn't even tell my parents, but now they're gonna hear this and they're gonna know.
Oh, you mean they didn't know it until today?
They didn't know. They knew I was sad, but they didn't
what
know
word
it was
the reason?
it was really bad. It was like depression.
Yeah.
It was I
That's
didn't want to do
intense.
anything. Like nothing. I just wanted to sleep. Just wanted to be in bed, and I just like in my head I was like, I'm never gonna get over this. I'm never gonna get up again, and I just want to give up. That was my thoughts. And everyone looks at me like, no way this girl is gonna give up.
Yeah.
She's done everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Since I was like 6 years old.
Exactly.
I used to work. I work.
It's
you know.
crazy.
Even financially, I did everything like from my side. You know what I mean?
Very
At a very young age. Going back to the eating disorder, I starved myself and I lost a lot of weight. I was like 62 and now I'm 41, which is horrible. It's not healthy for my age. But, you know, the mistake that I made is that I let it get to me. And I realized that when I go to my goal and I become that famous person, I'm not allowed that to get to me at all.
Yeah.
Because if that does get to me, I'm not going to go anywhere in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I realized after that, again, I struggled, but now I'm in a better place.
For sure.
I'm out of depression. I do have a bit of
enough.
anxiety. I get nervous. I get scared. I get worried and stressed really fast. But
You're
that's the path of
processing.
learning. I'm
Yeah.
processing, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, that's not the only thing. People say that, oh, you're never going to get to this place. Or there's people even in the work space, in the work environment that I have, that always try to get to the place I am and try to let me down. Even though I might not be the most famous person in the world right now, there's still something that they want to get, you know?
Yeah.
And they just want to push me behind so they can be in front of me.
Wow. Yeah.
And it
That's
sucks.
crazy.
It's crazy, you know, it's very, very sad. But at least I know I'm something
For sure.
for those people,
Yeah.
you know, who try to want to be in my position.
The people who hate you or show any kind of like remorse or hate
Are
are
the
people
people
who
who wanna
want something
be
or want to
you.
be you. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. So honestly, if you have haters, then you're doing something right in life. Yeah.
Exactly.
And honestly, you've accomplished so much, and it's so beautiful to see what everything that you're doing. It's Like, mashallah,
Thank
it's
you so
amazing.
much. Thank you. I'm really glad that, you know, I've experienced and achieved many things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, like
Yeah.
at a young age,
Yeah.
I've done all those.
It's not
things.
common at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And before I used to look at myself and be like, oh, okay, I did this, but that's not enough. And I used to always tell myself it's not enough, which led me to a phase where I stopped everything, which is also not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always tell myself, like, whatever I've done, that's a really big step always towards your goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But how did you get out of that like toxic environment where like even in the workplace you faced that, when you were younger in your school you faced that? So
Yeah.
how did you really build that resilience? Like, did you get some kind of help, external help, like maybe from family, or like what really supported
So
you?
it was no therapy, it was no nothing.
Uh-huh.
It was praying,
Oh.
you know. Once I really started getting to that, I realized how everything kind of became easier in life,
Wow.
more smoother. My heart was calmer. And then it was my mommy that I love so much.
Cute.
After I started opening up to her, it helped me a lot, because before I closed myself, I used to not say anything and I used to keep everything to myself, which drained me so much. So, you know, my mommy's there, and no matter how strict she is on like my career, which I'm so happy she is, because
It pushes you.
she put me in positions that I didn't even picture myself.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So after I opened up to her and I told her like the struggles I'm going through, I didn't know she would really be understanding about it.
How did you feel when you were doing that? Were
It
you
was so good.
scared?
I was, no, in the beginning, I was terrified.
Yeah.
I was like, should I tell her? Like, because I don't want her to think, oh, my little girl is depressed, because I don't want to put her through that, you know? But I told her everything that I was going through and this and that, and she really helped me.
Wow.
And then my friends, and by my friends, I mean like 2 people, they helped me a lot as well. They gave me great advice, you know, because they also experienced things.
Oh.
Maybe not identical, but something similar.
Something similar,
you know?
yeah.
So yeah, it really helped a lot.
Wow.
And I got out of it. I do still have anxiety. I do still have stress over those little things I'm worried about the future for. But I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
Inshallah. I know
Inshallah.
it. I'm going to
sure,
get there.
I'm sure you're going to do everything that you aspire to be.
Hopefully,
it's,
yeah.
It's like so incredible to see. And like, it's very hard to have such a difficult conversation with your mother, like with your family.
It's correct.
Because they love you, they support you. And I'm sure when you share something like that, they will support you. But it's hard at first when you're breaking it to them.
Of course, because you don't know what they're going to think,
how they're
going
going to react. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So was that something that you just like pushed yourself to do? Did someone encourage you to talk to your mom, or you just realized that I need to do this?
There was one person who did encourage me a lot. Like, tell your mom, because you are not in a good like position right now. The phase you're going through, at least go to therapy. I'm like, no. Like I when I think of therapy, like I get scared. I'm like, are people gonna think I'm crazy? But no, it's not that, you know.
Yeah.
And I realized, but I still haven't went to therapy. Maybe I will in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, one person really did encourage me to go talk to my mom. Really, and to this moment, I don't regret it at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah. And I think therapy, as you were saying, is deemed as something negative. It's considered to be like it has a negative connotation. It's like, oh, you're psycho.
Exactly. I hear that a lot, especially on social media.
Yeah. And like I think at least in my culture as well, like in Pakistani culture, it's a thing where therapy is like, oh, like there's something wrong with your mind.
Exactly. They're gonna think you're like mental or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like and you know, social media affects you a lot.
For
like
sure.
people think it's like a normal thing, but no, when you see something, like
it plays with your head.
And I get influenced really easily, which is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It plays with your head. So whenever I thought of therapy, I was like, oh, people are gonna think I am mental, you know? And I was terrified of like going through that phase. Like going to therapy and all, and going through those sessions and having this to do for homework and therapy, having to do this, having to do that.
It felt overwhelming.
It was very overwhelming.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you went through a phase like that?
So for me, I've not gone through therapy, but definitely it's something I've considered in my life as well. And I feel like regardless of what situation you are in life, therapy will help you. Like no matter if you're feeling sad, if you're in a state of happiness, regardless, therapy is just a way for you to, it's an outlet for you to express your emotions. So for me personally, like in my life, especially the last year, like a lot of wonderful things have happened, which I never dreamed of, like the conference, things like that. Like I got to travel to like really cool places, never in that I imagined I would. But like through that process as well, there's a lot of things you go through. Like for me personally, there were things I was figuring out in terms of my family and in terms of like I was doing so many things. I didn't know what is my passion exactly. You know what I mean? Like I was doing all these different things and I'm like,
Exactly.
but what do I like actually like doing?
Exactly.
And when you do so many things, you give like 2% to each of them. You don't give your 100% because you're doing so many
Exactly.
things.
You overwork yourself a lot, so you don't know where your mind is at truly and what you really want.
Yeah.
I understand. I've been through that as well.
I'm sure. Yeah. And I feel like I went through this phase of burnout the last like people talk about it a lot, like hustle culture, burnout, all these things, but last year is when I actually felt that and I was like, oh, this is all these opportunities are so cool, but I just want to like sit, be alone and like just think. You know what I mean? So there were some kind of phases where I just felt overwhelmed. I think I feel overwhelmed quite a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? So therapy is definitely something I've also considered, but I've not done it. Maybe in the future.
I think I'll consider it, honestly.
It's definitely helpful.
Like you said, you like sat down and took a moment to think like, what is it that you really want? I should really do that. I know what I want.
Yeah.
Like I know I want to be a professional singer. And not just only in one language, because I do sing in English, Hindi, Arabic, and everything. So yeah, I do want that, but there's also something that I really want again. You know, I want other things as well.
Yeah.
Like something that people wouldn't imagine coming from me.
Like the dolphins.
Make a dolphin and name it Yasmina.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Or literally make my own aquarium.
Wow.
Literally.
The next big aquarium in
New
Dubai.
Atlantis. And just have dolphins. My days, I love dolphins.
You're the first person who like I've seen have this incredible love for dolphins.
Really?
Yeah, for dolphins. Like I never met anyone.
Like one of the things on my bucket list is to go diving in the ocean and go swim with dolphins.
Oh, well,
I love the ocean.
I'm sure you're gonna do it someday.
I love something under the sea. You know, The Little Mermaid.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. That's pretty cool, and I'm sure you'll get there.
Hopefully,
sure.
you know, inshallah. I really hope so.
Inshallah. So we were talking about social media and you were saying that it influences you a lot. It definitely does. So I wanted to talk about, you've been in the media for quite a while. Like you started your singing career when you were 6 and you went from there. So how was that like? Did that feed in your insecurities? Like how was that journey like?
100%. It did feed into my insecurities. There's always people on social media judging you. No matter what, even if you are the best person, they're gonna judge you, you know, and that makes you insecure.
Yeah.
I'm at this point where like I stress so much over like making a cover where like I need it to be perfect. And I realized that nothing in the world is perfect. You don't need to be perfect. Like Yasmina, like calm down. Like you're singing, everything is fine. Like don't worry. But like social media made me think like everything has to be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
When no, like I see people editing, I see people putting filters, I see people like
it's all fake.
Everything is fake.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And when I saw that, when I realized that, not when I saw it, because I see it every day, but when I realized like nothing is real, nothing is perfect, I was like, Yasmina, take a step back and calm yourself down.
Yeah.
You know? Whatever you love to do, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to post, just
do it. It's for yourself.
It's for yourself.
There's always going to be people who
cares what people think?
Honestly.
Yeah. And I'm a Gemini. So I go through the phase, I'm like, the world is literally looking at me like through a telescope, like that whole entire world. But then there's sometimes I'm like, why do I care? Like anyways, like why do I care? You know? It's not like these people are gonna come to me in real life, like the people I don't know, like all around
they're
the
all
world,
behind the screens.
they're
They're
all behind the
cowards.
screen. You don't know who they are and what they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't know, maybe they're feeling insecure. Maybe they're going through something and they want to put you down.
Yeah.
They don't want to see you happy because they're not happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So there are people like that. And social media is just insane. I don't have any other words for social media. I think people already know how it's just fake.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I think it's so easy to get influenced by social media. Like I had like similar experiences. Like especially the last year, I think one of the reason I felt so overwhelmed was because you see other people similar ages doing so many things and you're like, oh, why am I not? Like you start questioning yourself, you start comparing.
Exactly.
And that's the worst possible thing you can do, because there's a time and place for everything. And there's gonna be a time for you, there's gonna be a time for me. But social media makes it feel like you're late, you're going behind.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You are so right, because like, you know, I see these people that are like really famous and that don't really do anything but have millions of followers and just post their face. And I'm just like, oh my God, there's people out there working so damn hard, you know, and they still can't get anywhere. But then I'm like, your time will come.
Yeah.
Your time is your time.
Yeah.
Like God is not going to close doors that he has already opened for
100%.
you. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I agree with you 100%, by the way.
Yeah. Do you think that, like, how do you overcome that? Did you have a phase where you like deleted your social media? You had to have a break because you've been in the media for so many years. So how do you like eliminate that?
Before we get into that, you know, when you say like getting easily influenced, I get easily influenced by shopping online. When I see people post like, oh, this dress. And I'm like,
oh, I want to buy
it. I need to buy it. And I don't wait. You know, I go buy it right that second, you know?
You know what you want and you do it that second.
I know it's a really bad habit, but like, I love it, you know? Like, that's how I'm influenced really easily now. And you were saying if I took a break.
Yeah.
No, I haven't taken a break.
Wow.
No, I haven't. There's times where I just don't post at all and nothing. I just leave it to where it is and I just don't interact or go active. I just go on social media and I scroll. I don't post or anything about what's going on. Those are like the small phases I went through. But I never deleted social media and was like, oh, I need a break. I need a break every day. That's how I am. No, I'm joking.
So then, because you said it's so easy to be influenced, how do you manage that, especially on social media? Like, how did you start managing that? Oh, okay, I need to stop comparing myself. I need to stop doing, like, how do you navigate through those emotions?
Okay, in that way. Okay, so I think once I realized everything was fake, that's when I just stopped comparing myself. Because when I was younger, you know, I really didn't know what the world was, what makes sense, what's going on truly, you know, around the people behind the screen. So I was like, oh my God, because when I was chubby, you know, I got bullied for my body. And like I used to see these models, I was like, oh my God, no way. Like I have to be that, like I need to be that. And I used to compare myself, which is really sad as a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
It's so sad, you're still young, you have so many things to experience. And I regret, you know, thinking that and putting myself in that position, of course. But now I realize that people have struggled so much behind the screen.
Yeah.
Especially when I looked into Bella Hadid. She's one of the best top models in the world.
Yeah.
She struggled with eating a lot, you know. She struggled so much. And her, like, I saw something about like her mom not letting her eat cake.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah.
That's insane.
That's like gone viral or something.
Oh my God,
I'm like, what do you mean?
My mom at this point, she's like, Yasmina, please eat. Like, please stop. Like, just eat. Like, whatever it is, just eat, you know.
But imagine your own mother telling you not to. Like, that's
horrible. I feel so bad. Like, I hope that it's not true, but if it is,
that's sad.
God bless her, honestly. But yeah, you know, I realized that I shouldn't compare myself because she's been through the same thing, you know. It's not that, oh my God, she got this body out of nowhere. You know, she worked for it. She struggled for it. She went through hell for it. Things happen, you know. That's why at this moment I don't compare myself at all to anyone. Whoever is ahead of me, in life, I don't compare myself. My time will come. I will do it when I want to do it. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah, because there was times where I'm like, no, I have to do this
Now.
to get there. I have to do this to get there. I have to do it, but I'll do it when I want to do it.
Yeah.
Because once I overwork myself and I'm telling myself, no, I have to do it now, I have to do it now, I have to do it now, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and constantly in your head, it's like, do it. When you don't want to, you're not going to do it.
Yeah, no matter how much you tell yourself, your brain doesn't want to do it.
Exactly.
So no matter what you tell yourself, you're not going to.
And that actually takes you a step back.
Yeah.
Because it's not what you wanted truly from your heart.
Yeah.
What you really desired.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I'm just doing everything when I want to. You know what I mean?
I love that. I love that you are able to reach this state where you don't need to compare, where you've realized
100%.
that things on social media are so fake, and it promotes this culture of perfectionism, which is not true at all. Like, that's not how the world is built. If we're all meant to be perfect, then what's the point of life? Because then you're not going to be able to struggle. You're not going to learn anything.
Experience. Exactly.
Yeah, so
I agree with you, and I really hope like these kids that are growing up right now don't have to go through what our generation went through, because it's horrible. Honestly, it really puts you in a position where you're just drained and you give up. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm scared like the people who are growing up and want to be something in life are actually just going to give up and not continue, because they won't know. So I really hope that they're smart enough to really continue and just know
I
that
hope they
everything
watch
is fake.
this.
I hope they watch this.
Hear
Guys,
your
watch
words
this, please.
And
Please.
they get motivated.
Yeah. Exactly.
But talking about like all these different emotions that you go through, like on social media and all of these things, you probably have like an outlet to express those emotions. And I think like art is a way to express your emotions,
100%.
like singing, modeling, all of these things. What form of art do you connect with the most, where you feel like you can express yourself completely?
Well, it is singing, 100%. I do write music. I haven't put out my own music. No one knows that I write music, but now they do.
Wait, you've never put out your own music?
I have once when I was... I did.
Yeah,
when I
you
was
were younger.
I was 12. I was so young.
Yeah.
I wrote a song called Moonlight.
Yeah, I remember.
Like my username on Instagram. It's
Very
Moonlight
cute.
Yassi. I love the moon. I feel like sometimes when I'm alone, like I feel like I'm so connected to the moon. It's so weird.
It's
but
it's the only light in the
beautiful.
darkness.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I love
beautiful.
it so much. So I wrote a song like kind of inspired to that. But I was young. And it was a good experience. It was a way of like getting started. But now, since I write music and I have went through a lot, now I could really tell my story through it. I could really show people like, oh, this is me. This is me. This is who I am. And my way of showing my art is by telling you my story of my life.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Are you gonna release anytime soon?
I will. You know what? I have to. I keep saying I will, and I don't, but I'm going to do it.
So this is an exclusive.
This is an exclusive. No one knows. I have like 600 songs, 28 albums. I recently posted a picture of me in the studio, and I wrote 28 albums in the making. And people are like, did you really make 28 albums? I'm like, no, guys, it takes 6 years to make 28 albums. But 28 is my number. As in, like, it's my birthday. And it's my favorite number ever. And my dream, like, in life is to make 28 albums. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm so excited for you, and I'm sure you're gonna reach that. That's so cool.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I can't wait for the exclusive song that
Me too.
reach.
Me too.
Maybe we'll get a sneak peek in the end.
Maybe.
I love that. That's pretty cool. And I think it's quite beautiful to have like this place, this safe space where you can express yourself truly, and you found that through music. So
100%.
that's so cool.
That's why I love to do what I love to do.
Yeah.
It's not something that, oh, I have a voice, I'm just gonna sing. No, it's because it's something that truly inspires me. When I see other artists, like, through their music, I don't see their voice. I see what they're telling me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
It's
that
the
inspires
stories.
me. Exactly. And not just in English, in different languages as well. Even though I don't know the language, I go
I was
Google
gonna
Translate.
ask you about, because I know you sing in multiple languages,
Yes.
but do you understand all the languages that you speak?
I do not understand unless I go to Google Translate.
So you just have a very good memory.
I do.
Wow.
Thankfully, I have a gift that I have really good
That's
memorization
amazing.
skills. It's crazy. I memorize like so many Hindi songs, so many Arabic
know.
songs, and I don't forget the meaning because
Oh,
something
then you
important.
translate and you
100%.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I translate the meaning of the song. Like I need to know the meaning of the song because for a singer, if you sing without, like if you sing with no emotions and no meaning, there's no point. There's no point.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that.
It's always important to have that when you sing. Like you should know what you're singing about, you know? And you have to let people connect with you. So as a singer, that's what you have to do. You know what I mean?
That's how people relate. If there's no
I feel
story
like it's
or
not
meaning
always,
to it.
oh my God, you have to have that amazing vocal, sing the highest notes. No, it's not. It's really like how you connect with, if people do connect with your music, that's how it's supposed to be. To me, you know? That's success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That's pretty cool. And is that how you usually like manage your emotions? So usually people would have like this place to, like if they're going through something difficult, they process their emotions differently. How do you do that usually?
So there is crying. 100%. You have to cry.
Same.
If you don't, it's really gonna take it
bottles
bad.
up
It bottles
then,
up and it's gonna explode on you.
For sure.
100%. And then it's writing.
Oh, you journal?
No, not journal.
Oh, just writing.
Writing
like
songs.
Oh, okay, like songwriting.
Journal. I used to do that.
Uh-huh.
You know, and then it's like exercising. It's a really good way to cope when you have stress 100%. And when you have anxiety. And what else? Yeah, I think it's working out, singing. Singing is my therapy. People ask me what therapy is. I'm like singing, you know? It's working, keeping myself distracted. And what else did I say? I literally forgot.
What was the first thing?
What was the first thing I said? Crying.
Yeah, crying.
Crying.
I was
You
like,
have to cry.
related to that.
Yeah. I'm like, what did I say? Now I remember. Yeah, it's crying.
Do you feel like you have a safe space to cry when you want to?
Yeah, with my cat Lucy.
Oh,
my God, I love that. I love that girl. I would do anything for her. It's crazy. People are like, are you like in a relationship with your cat? I'm like, no, I love her to death. Like my mom, like it's her daughter.
Oh,
she's
even
like,
your mom?
Even my mom, she's like, where's my daughter? I'm like, I'm here. She's like, no,
not
where's
you.
Lucy? I'm like, oh, okay. Makes sense. You know?
She's like your sister. Your dear sister.
Yeah. Oh my God. Actually, like, God bless my mom. I love her so much. Like whenever we go out, they're like, are you guys sisters? And my mom's like, you know? I'm like, yeah, mom, you are
your mom looks
a
so
gorgeous
young,
human, mashallah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cute. I love that.
Yeah.
What about with your family? Do you think you have that safe space now?
100%. I do. My family, I love my family. They are the most supportive people ever. You know, there are some like families that don't let you achieve your goals. You know, I've read some articles, by the way. Not articles, like stories about how
real life stories
about how
it happens
like,
around
people,
you. Yeah,
exactly. So I have a very supporting family, and I love them so much. And I feel like I can just go and talk about whatever with them.
I love that
because they're so open to. They're like, no, you know, my family's like, no, tell me. They want to know. They're like,
they love the gossip.
Yeah, they love gossip. It's insane. Like whenever I go to like my makeup shoots, I do like face model as well, and then they're like, so what did you talk about with the makeup artist?
They would want every detail.
They want to know every detail. They're like, is it nice? What color foundation did they use on you? What blush? What this? And I'm like, oh my God, like I don't remember. I just sit there for 4 hours.
You were just sitting there.
They're very invested in my life, I love that because like if I need my family, you know, like if I don't have their support, I don't feel like I would really be anywhere. By the way, because especially my mom and my father. Like they, again, like I've said, they put me in positions where I didn't even picture myself. And they are so, so supportive. I love that.
That's beautiful.
And a lot of people really tell me like, it's amazing how you have the most supportive parents and they let you do what you want. Good stuff, always. Never the bad stuff. They always know what's good for me. And you know what's so scary? My mom is always right. Like, Isn't it scary when your mom says
Your
something
mom
and
is
it's
just-
right? No,
Mothers
no.
just have this instinct.
It's so scary. You know, like I didn't listen to her 2 times. It was so bad. And I'm like, never again. It's so scary. They have
Wow.
the right and whatever you said. Like, it's insane.
For sure.
It scares me. It scares me how right she is.
They're like a psychic or something. Like they can predict the future.
Exactly. You know, they look at like my mom looks at a person, she's like,
No.
no. And I'm like,
So
what?
funny.
You know? I feel like every mom though. Like it's crazy.
Every mother have this like
right?
this thing in them. Like
It's so scary.
it's a
It
crazy
scares me,
trait.
but I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that trait,
Yeah.
even though it scares me.
It is scary, like to think about.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Mothers are just like that.
Crazy.
But it's cool that supported you. You know, like it.
Oh my God,
it
yeah.
worked out for you.
100%.
Yeah.
It has. It really has. And I'm glad. Like, I feel like one of my biggest regrets is never not listening to my mom. 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have a very supportive community. Mashallah, that's so
I love it.
great to hear.
Yeah.
And I think like these things, even though it's like not common, it's like the first thing that comes to your head is that, oh, your family should support you in this. Like that's just what you would think.
Exactly.
But when you see in society and in culture, that's not always what happens.
Exactly.
Which is very sad to see. Like sometimes even within like our extended families, I see like families daughters being treated differently because they're girls.
Especially
so, like,
culture-wise. I'm really
culturally,
glad that you brought that up.
Exactly. So it's just, for me personally, I feel the same way. Like I feel so grateful that I have parents who've supported me in everything that I've done, like everything. And that's, for me, it's just granted. Like I kind of take it for granted. But when I hear stories from my friends or from other people
Exactly.
where it's the opposite, I'm like, why? You know?
Yeah, like why? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm definitely
I question it as
very grateful for that.
God bless our family.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. But these type of social issues, you probably see that around as well. Is that also something you would want to address in your music?
I wouldn't say specifically in my music, but you know, if I had the biggest platform, if I had millions of followers, I would love to speak about it. I would love to let them hear my voice, you know, because of course it's a thing that's going all around the world, especially culture-wise, like you mentioned. And it's really sad to see, you know, girls like us, girls, we really want like to achieve what we want because it's so important. You know, when you get forced by doing something, it's just like, what is life? You're
gonna be unhappy.
You're gonna be so unhappy in life when you're forced to do something. You know, you have to do it with your heart, whatever is in your heart.
Yeah.
You know, so of course, if I have a platform where I could really speak and let people hear my voice, I would 100% mention it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you think you have that platform today, though?
You know, I have a platform. It's not like huge.
But it is pretty big.
It is pretty big. You think so?
Yeah, of course I think so.
Should I speak about it? I mean, yeah, okay. I mean,
I
have
that's
supporters.
Something that you really want to, of
you
course.
No, of course. I have supporters. You know, I have people who support me through social media. I have people who are like, "Oh my God, Yasmina, yay! Oh my God, you have such a beautiful voice. Oh my God, this is amazing. You're so talented."
Love that.
I get DMs that people are like, "Oh, I made a movie, a Malayalam movie,
I know,
called Meow, and
Meow,
I from India." Fan based, I got a lot of messages. I got a lot of fans, I'm like super grateful for it, you know. And they send me like these amazing messages. So yeah, I do have a platform, but like I said, to me, I don't know why I don't think it's big enough. I'm grateful for the platform I have, but you know, I've seen bigger platforms. I've seen like other things, you know. So I'm like, oh, if I had this, I would totally do this 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the platform I have today, and hopefully it grows much bigger, inshallah.
Yeah.
I really do hope that. And I'm grateful for all the people who support me through social media. Truly, I get like these amazing messages where they're like, don't give up.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. You've done such an amazing job in acting. Especially it was my first Malayalam movie there, you know. So I was very nervous about how people would, you know, interact and react and all this stuff.
Wow.
So it was really amazing. I do have amazing supporters, thankfully. But, you know, like again, I really do dream and wish for a bigger platform, inshallah.
Inshallah. I'm sure you'll get there. And it's it's so beautiful to see like all the support that you receive, and you
100%.
deserve it. Like, you're incredibly talented. I didn't watch the movie, but I've seen clips of it, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's
Thank you so
really
much.
insane.
Thank
So
you.
congratulations
Thank
on
you
that.
so much.
But I think if this is something that you want to speak about, it's truly up to you, regardless of like the size of the platform. It's up to you, I
I
think.
agree with you. Yeah.
I
You
think
know, I think I'll consider that. I'll think about it. 100%.
it's
You're
just,
right.
it's based on your
But I have like spoke about like whatever happens like during like around the world. You know, there's
yeah
stuff happening. I do like speak about it
Yeah.
on my story, and I'm like, guys, like you have to donate, you have to support,
Yeah,
you
be
need to
kind to
pray
each
for them,
other.
be kind to each other. I do that.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I do that.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I think any kind of message that you could give, and if you have a platform where there's even a small community listening to you,
It's important.
it
I feel
has
like
an impact.
Exactly, it would
Yeah.
change people.
Yeah,
100%.
so I love that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I'm interested to know about your current state today. And I know you talked about how you went through all these journeys of depression.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad you went out of it. You're a very, very strong, brave person.
Thank you.
But now, do you think you're happy today?
I am happy. I do stress about a lot of things sometimes, and I do get anxiety, but that's very normal for any human being.
Yes.
But I am very happy, thankfully.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, I'm so happy, and I'm so grateful for everything I have. I never really pictured that I would be here, you know? I thought when I was back in that phase, I thought I would never get out of it. But things do get better. It will be okay. And you know, I see everyone being like, oh, it's going to be okay. But some people are like, yeah, but that's what everyone says. But no, it is going to be okay.
And everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a
reason.
reason.
You don't realize it at that moment.
Exactly. You're
Yeah.
like, oh no, like, why did this happen to me? Like, I don't deserve it. But no, it happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So now when you look back, you're like, oh, like, thankfully I didn't give up, you know?
I love that.
Because I was close. I was so close. I didn't do anything. Like, I stopped singing. And people are like, Yasmina, are you okay? Like, girl, no way. Like, you can't give up. No
Yeah.
way. I'm just there like, why? Like, why are they telling me this? Like, why? Because a lot of people have come up to me and they're like, Yasmina, like, we see a bright future in you. Like, even when I'm sitting, I had a friend. I was sitting, eating my salad. I was literally just sitting. And then he was like, you know, you have a really bright future ahead. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, it was out of nowhere. And I get that a lot. You know, I get that a lot.
And there's a reason to it.
And there's a reason to it all the time. So that really like motivated me to
I love
like
that.
continue. And now I'm in a position where I'm really happy.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
And you know, I have my family, I have my friends, I have my platform, like you mentioned. And yeah, I'm really grateful for what I have. And that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that when you go through difficult challenges in your life, it's easy to start blaming yourself, to overthink, to compare and things along those lines. But then later on, you realize that if that didn't happen, then this state wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
Like, for me, even when COVID happened, I was supposed to go to a university abroad.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like my dream. Like, this was a plan since I was like 10 years old. I was like, my bachelor's will be in UK, my master's in US.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it
yeah.
was all planned. And then everything was done. And then COVID happened and I couldn't go to the UK.
Fell apart.
And during that time, it was like, I was so sad. I was like, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, ugh, whatever university. At that point, I just didn't care what university I started in. And I wouldn't even like, I was someone who used to study. Like, I loved studying.
I know
loved
that.
learning.
I know that, by the way.
Yeah, I loved
know that.
like academics, all of this. So when I started university, I was just like, I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't care about whatever. And then gradually that started changing because I started realizing like university is not everything. Like,
True.
there are so many things that I could fulfill myself with. And then I applied to other universities. Now I ended up in a different one. And then it led me to creating this.
Yeah.
So this
education is important, 100%. But then, like you said, it's not everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
For example, I know a lot of people that are studying like engineering, you know, or whatever else course there is. But that's not what they really want. It's just to go get that degree.
Yeah, just to follow the path that
Just to
society
follow
has forced you to go
but that's
into.
not what they want. Like I met some of my friends in uni, like the friends I have in uni. Like I talk to them and I'm like, what do you want to be in the future? Like, oh, I just really just want to work and make money. And I'm like, okay, in what way? Like, you know, I want to have my own business. So I'm like, here, like, why are you doing engineering? Like,
Oh, engineering. They're
yeah.
Oh, wow. And then?
And there's like engineering, there's like other stuff, like,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I'm like, if that's what you want, why don't you just
Just
study
do it.
business?
Mm.
You know, something like easy, 3-year course, and go open your own business. Or you can do it now. You don't even need a uni degree to open your own business, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, why are you doing engineering? But it's like, oh, because my parents.
Mm.
And you know, like it makes me really sad, you know, because it's like university isn't everything, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
It's just really what you want to do, and you can do it. You can do it without a university. Regardless, you can do it, and you can do it without a university degree. That paper isn't gonna prove anything to you. You know, you want to do it. Anything is possible.
Honestly, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, that took time for me to realize, because I fell in love with like the courses that I was taking in high school and things like that.
Yeah.
So I just felt like that was everything. I mean, I participate in like projects a lot, but then I focus a lot on my education.
Yeah.
And then when all of this happened, I started realizing that university is literally just this paper that you get.
Just a paper.
And you study for like months for that one exam that you will sit in for 1 hour, and that'll determine the rest of your life.
Right?
Like that's kind of
I agree with
insane
you.
to think about. So yeah, I think because I went through that challenge, it helped me understand that, you know,
100%.
there's other things that I should look at.
Going through the phase of like elementary to middle to high school, I get that. That's important, because always having that basic education and knowledge about a lot of things is important in life.
Yes, it's 100%. The basic. Yeah.
But when you already like have and know everything, I feel like just going and doing it over and over and over again, it's just like, why am I doing it? It's not what I want to be in life anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
You're just going to keep forcing yourself until you're going to break.
Exactly.
There's going to be a point where you break.
You pressure yourself a lot through it, you know, for no reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you 100%.
And I mean, the time is almost over, unfortunately. But
no.
Yes, this hour went by so quickly,
right?
Actually. But it's really cool to see how you've built this life for yourself from scratch, literally, and everything that you've done is pretty insane as for a young person.
Thank you so much.
So after all that you've done, what do you think is the meaning of life? What is the purpose of life? Do you think you're striving for the right things in life?
I am striving for the right things in life. The meaning of life to me is just happiness, having that happiness, having my family around, having God 100%, because without God and my family, I don't think I would be where I am, of course, 100%. And to me, life is, what do I say? Okay, we're still cutting this part out.
It's okay, take your time, no worries.
What do I say? Wait, I'm so confused.
It's okay. And you may not even have an answer to this. Like, this is something that people don't, like, throughout their life, they never figure it out. But just based on your perspectives, what do you think life is meant to be? And I really like your answer on happiness.
Happiness, 100%. Yeah. But, like, you know, because I don't want to be like, oh, life is to be successful. Like, no. Like, oh, I get that's a part of your life. But, like, life is, to be honest, at the position I am now, to me, life is just grateful for what I have right now. That's it. Like, I'm grateful. To me, life is just to be grateful. That's the meaning of life to me. Be grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
Because there's people who don't have what you have.
Yeah.
And I think it's just important to just be grateful, you know?
It's so easy to take things for granted.
It's so easy, and never ever go like, oh, but she has this, but she has that. And I feel like people say that a lot, and they're like, oh, but I don't have this. But no, what you have now is what other people don't have.
Yeah.
So to me, the meaning of life is just be grateful.
Yeah.
You know, be kind, be respectful, and just be you. Honestly, just be yourself, you know? Nothing is more important than being yourself, because it's just not important, honestly.
Yeah.
So, No, not important. It is important to be yourself and don't care about what other people think. But
I
yeah,
love
you
that.
know,
Yeah.
meaning of life is just, to me, it's just to be grateful
Gratitude.
for everything. Gratitude.
Yeah.
100%.
I think like for me, when I was going to college and then I moved to Dubai, my family still lives in LA, and I realized that I got these opportunities to live alone, to travel by myself as a girl, but other people in our extended families in society, I didn't see that they get to do that. That's when I started to think, like, why do I deserve this? Like, I'm no different from any other girl, any other Pakistani.
Exactly.
I'm not, there's nothing particularly special about me. All the dreams I have, I'm sure all the other girls have those dreams as well.
Exactly.
So I've started to learn to really be grateful
Yeah.
for the family that I have, for the environment that I'm in.
The position that
Because-
you are.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah.
Because this is not something that, even though there are things that I don't have that I want, but the things I have today, it's not something that other people unfortunately get the chance to do
Exactly.
because of their environment or whatever. So honestly, being grateful is,
A great
It's
meaning.
key.
It's key.
yeah.
Yeah, to me, the meaning of life is just to be grateful, having your family around, doing what you love, and just be who you are. You know, and don't give up. Don't. It's really, really hard to see people who give up on themselves. You know, so just don't lose yourself at all. Just do whatever you want. Have fun.
Do what your heart says.
Life is this short. This short. Life is so short, you know, truly. And I realize that. So be grateful, do whatever you want, fulfill your dreams, and yeah, be grateful.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time. This hour went by very quickly.
Very quickly. I'm
Right.
so sad, but you know, it's okay.
But I loved talking to you. It was really, really cool to hear about your perspectives. And there were things that I never knew. Like, that just makes me realize how manipulative social media can be.
Yeah.
There's so much that goes on in someone's life that you never realize.
I agree. Thank you so much for having me. It was a great talking to you as well. I'm really happy that I could, you know, open up to you and tell you about my experiences and everything.
Thank you.
And I felt really comfortable with you.
I'm so
thank
glad.
you. I'm glad.
That's
Thank you
the
so
most
much for
important
having
thing.
me. Exactly. You made me feel very comfortable in this environment. So thank you so much. And yeah.
Awesome. Should we do a little like,
Oh my God. Yeah.
cheers?
Guys, there is Karak in this, by the way.
Yeah, thank
Some
you.
people say that.
Thank you for that.
Okay. Before I didn't come into this podcast, right? I didn't think it was real as well.
Really?
But it's real.
It's because it's so light, so it feels like there's like in the camera it feels like it's nothing, but
It's delicious.
It's
I love
cold
it.
now, but-
No, I love it. I love anything. Just to stay hydrated. I'm so thirsty. I haven't had anything and I came.
yeah, you told me.
Yeah.
So this correct made your day.
Cheers.
Yay.
Cheers to more podcasts with you.
Yay, let's do it.